Pets. They're like children for unfuckable people. We in the human world have had pets since we figured out we don't really care about animals' feelings that much. Bind a living creature to lifelong servitude, sure, why not? Just as long as you don't put your stuff inside it. Our animal companions mean a whole lot to us. But what do you do if you want a pet, but putting food in its face and cleaning its rancid poopies is just too hard for you? Yeah, this is alright. But what if I want to put it in my computer? Enter the world of Webkinz, a toys-to-life service for lonely girls and closeted boys. These things were hotter than Satan's glowing mushroom tip back in the late 2000s. I had a collection of them myself. Turns out I was both a lonely girl and a closeted boy. Basically, you'd buy these things from a failing JCPenney, and they would come with a little tag that had a code on it. When you got home, you'd put the code into the Webkinz online service, and there you go. Now you've got yourself a digital homunculus. The online service was basically just a Sims game where you could decorate each little critter's room and play some mini-games to buy low-resolution clothing items so your stuffed penguin wouldn't look like such a whore in cyberspace. It's Habbo Hotel for furries. What more do you want me to say? Luckily, I don't actually have a whole lot to say about Webkinz themselves. No, what I'm here to talk about is obscure Webkinz YouTube content. This is not a joke. There are so many of these fucking videos. These kids are lucky Gans didn't hire a hitman to silence them like the whistleblowing bastards they are. But seriously, today I want to focus on a trilogy of short films the likes of which will blow the schmegma straight out of your foreskin like a party popper. I mean, these are truly cinematic achievements. If Francis Ford Coppola was a terminally ill child, his make-a-wish would be to meet the crew behind these masterpieces. This is Webkinz Must Die, a short series of videos made by literal suburban children in their backyard. Is this low-hanging fruit? Am I a bit of a scumbag for making fun of a Motorola Razr video of tweens playing with plush dolls? Is there really a god? The first motion picture of the night opens with something the execs are calling production value. I mean, yeah, every studio's gotta have a logo. This one just happens to be a dog's chew toy on beige carpet with Comic Sans font. Honestly, I think it's innovative. Imagine if one day the industry finally got with the times and the New Line Cinema logo became this. Alright, but what about the film? Who's the protagonist? What is his mission?
I'm Agent Frank, and my mission is to kill all Webkinz.
Alright, that one's out of the way. So Agent Frank goes on a murderous rampage with his real gun and kills a bunch of Webkinz owners, a demographic that seems strangely common in this world.
Stop loving Webkinz!
These are the kind of videos that make people in sad documentaries go, "We always knew there was something off about him." You see, Frank is your classic misanthrope character. He's psychologically disturbed, but he takes so much joy in being so fucked up. He's a real Travis Bickle, a Leon the Professional, a man with no name, maybe even a Joker, if you could believe it. He revels in the darkness perpetuated by the light of the Webkinz. As those around him become wholly consumed, mind, body, and soul, with their fluffy creatures, so too must Frank become consumed by the darkness. He must confront this darkness when he meets his greatest foe yet.
Finally, I meet the ultimate Webkinz collector. I love all my Webkinz, I love all my Webkinz. Die!
What an emotional scene. After having completed the anti-hero's journey, aka the Punisher's parallelogram, Agent Frank returns to his master, Cornholio. But what's this? Frank's been shot! Cornholio, you turncoat son of a bitch! How could you betray Frank?
I told you to save the Webkinz, not kill them. Webkinz rule!
Oh damn, I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. Well, that's the story. Frank did what he wanted and got what he deserved. And now, as he lies in the crabgrass, bleeding out from a wound to his stomach, we Webkinz owners can finally rest easy. But I just can't help but feel like there's something wrong with a world without Agent Frank in it.
We want to hear from you. Do you think we should make a Webkinz Must Die too?
Holy shit, they made another one. Okay, so luckily I wasn't the only one who wanted a sequel. Dreams do come true. Webkinz Must Die 2 opens with Frank giving a soliloquy from the extremely rare hominid collecting berries off the ground stance. He laments at having lost his unspecified job due to having committed a teensy-weensy bit of genocide.
I will get my revenge by killing even more Webkinz!
Oh shit, he's in his postal worker arc. Rather than dress his 2 gunshot wounds, Frank decides to rob a bank, because he's a Sigma male who disregards gay medical shit like stopping the bleeding or preventing infection.
Nobody move! This is a bank robbery!
Interestingly enough, this scene references a real Webkinz shortage that was actually happening in real life at the time.
I'm sorry, sir, but due to the dilemma in Canada, we only got shipped 2 Webkinz this week.
These things were more valuable than gasoline. Hurricane Katrina relief funds were using these as a form of currency. You could buy meth with these fucking things. It turns out the bank is a Hallmark.
Excuse me, sir, but we're just one of the stores in a chain of Hallmark shops. Oh. Well then this is a Hallmark robbery!
That's okay, buddy. I get confused sometimes too. Hallmark has been experiencing severe budget cuts and is therefore operating out of a driveway in Toledo, Ohio. They are also taking advantage of Ohio's extremely lax child labor laws. Also, this scene has an unironically actually good joke in it.
I almost forgot. With every 2 Webkinz you steal, you earn a free gun for your patronage. Thank you. My gun ran out of bullets anyways.
Frank encounters his strongest foe yet, another Sigma.
Don't move, cool man, or the Webkinz die! I don't friggin' care about those stupid little Webkinz.
This guy is too cool to appreciate the inherent value of life, so he tells Frank he doesn't care about his murderous escapades. Eat butts, nerd. He should have never tried to bullshit a bullshitter. Frank calls his bluff and executes 2 Webkinz right in front of him. He doesn't give a fuck about the dog, but the elephant is where he draws the line.
No! You do care! Oh!
What follows is a joke that I assure you was hilarious in 2007.
Hey y'all, it's Michael Jackson, and welcome to the world's most wanted criminals.
Frank gets famous following his TV appearance and now has people begging him to murder their Webkinz.
I saw you on the world's most wanted criminals on TV last night. Will you see my autograph? Please, 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 please? Sure, cause I'm a star.
I'm a star!
Can you share my records, please, please, please? Die, freak!
This 12-year-old boy wrote a more biting satire of the true crime community in 2007 than I think I have ever been mentally capable of. These films are intellectual gold. They're like if Tarantino films were written by Socrates.
I love being evil.
Frank decides to put on his work boots and start knocking doors, but instead of trying to get you to buy a weird Bible with racial overtones or get you to vote green, he just wants blood. He tricks this very excitable young man into presenting him with some of the last Webkinz on Earth.
Sure, not.
He kills them, bringing his grand project closer than ever to its end. The stuffed critters are near completely purged from this mortal coil, and now Frank just has to ensure that they have no hope of repopulating. Frank meets a spooky ghost, prompting the greatest line read in cinematic history.
Who the heck are you?
This is the collective ghost of all Webkinz, which makes the afterlife canon in this universe. The ghost tells Frank that it must punish him for all of the Webkinz suffering he has caused, and summons the spirits of his victims to pelt him to death.
Webkinz, I summon you all! What's going on? Webkinz, unite! Webkinz, attack! I'm shooting them and nothing's happening! You fool! That's us! Like me! Look who's laughing now!
Finally getting what's coming to him on a cosmic level, Frank is genuinely scared for the first time in his life. First, a bullet came for him, and it wasn't enough, and now divine retribution will strike him down for good. Frank receives a funeral befitting a former assassin. No loved ones, just colleagues. No suit, just a weapon to be buried with. He doesn't even have a casket. He's just raw dog in the grave. His former master gets bored and everyone runs away to party at his mansion, leaving Frank to rot in this garage. Holy shit! We're finally here. The swan song of Webkinz Must Die. The army of darkness of the series, if you will. Let's see what this epic conclusion has in store for us. We pick right up where the previous installment left off, with Frank waking up after his funeral dressed like a ghoul or possibly some other manner of fiend. Frank determines that this dress he's wearing surely must mean he's a ghost, and that he must complete his mission even in death.
This means, alive or not, I can still kill Webkinz!
He finds a pair of those Spy Kids 3D glasses on the floor and puts them on. They make him hit the yoinky sploinky, and some kind of unexplained magical bullshit happens. Frank is not concerned by this. Directly outside the funeral garage, Frank finds the hallmark from the last movie, implying that this hallmark was also running a funeral parlor. Frank remarks that everyone is inexplicably dead already, and that even a coup de grace on the remaining Webkinz feels off somehow.
Something doesn't feel right. It's not the same. Why are all these people dead? Oh well.
Frank finds another dead body, this one with a lightsaber. He takes the weapon and a Gucci belt because free shit, and walks to a nearby playground. There he finds a mysterious figure with a pumpkin for a head and a frog Webkinz. Surely one of, if not the last remaining Webkinz alive. The pumpkin guy reveals himself to be the spirit of all time. Apparently these Spy Kids glasses are a time machine of the frog's invention, and the spirit left them by Frank's body so that his ghost would travel to the future to see the apocalyptic chaos that his actions have caused.
So, if this is the future, how dismal. Who killed everybody? You fool! It was you! What? In your rage to destroy all the Webkinz, you have also destroyed every citizen of the world. No, I'll never do that in the future. Never!
Jesus Christ, this is like a King Crimson album, except it's free and only 6 minutes long, making it better than a King Crimson album. Frank is appalled, and testifies that his bloodlust would never lead to an extinction-level event, even though he has shown absolutely no remorse up to this point. The spirit insists that it must remove Frank from the timeline to intercept this version of the future, but Frank says fuck that and starts one of the coolest fight scenes in martial arts history.
Bring it on!
Frank's lightsaber skills are too elite, and the spirit allows him one more chance to set things right and never kill another Webkinz again. Frank just has to take off the 3D glasses, and he will appear back in his own time, alive and corporeal once again. The spirit roasts him for not realizing this.
You mean I could have done this all along? Of course, you were just too ignorant to realize that you had the power. You were so focused on the terrible future. Okay, that's it! You know, it's not the same without my gun. I don't think I really need this in the present. Or even this. No, I'll just take my handy-dandy gun. Goodbye, you crazy, demented future.
Back in the present, Frank wakes up, ready to start his life anew. Get out of the business for good. Start a family maybe. Earn an honest living. Go to therapy. He will never kill again.
Oh, who am I kidding? I don't give a flip.
everyone. It's me, Michael Jackson.
And that's Webkinz Must Die, a roller coaster from start to finish. You know, I joke around a lot here at Tom Smells Gasoline Incorporated LLC and Partners, but I genuinely do admire these little camcorder videos so much. This is exactly the kind of shit I was doing in 2007 with my friends, and as a result, I grew into a very passionate filmmaker. I have no idea where the creator of these videos is now, but I hope he's doing alright, and I hope he's not too mad that I totally razzed his childhood. These things are great and actually surprisingly creative for an actual real-life little boy. I just wish there was more to the series. Speak.
Frank, it's been a while. What do you want? It's the Webkinz, Frank. They're back. Good for you. You always loved the damn things. They turned on me. I already know what you're gonna ask. I'm not working anymore. Put that all behind me. You don't understand. I understand that I have done awful, unspeakable things. I understand that you shouldn't even be alive right now. Frank, they have my daughter. Our daughter. I'm out of practice. I'll need some help. I already sent someone. Should be there any second.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Show yourself.